Alright, so, this is a bit of an announcement video in addition to uh, a beginning to a series I want to start. You may have not, you may have known or not that they have just announced the sequel to Fallen Order. So I figured I'd do this video, so I figured a few things. One, I want to start playing it on stream probably, and I want to be streaming more often than once a week. I'm hoping to get something out every day, although they will not always be streams and they won't always be Fallen Order streams. Or every day for the month of June. So yeah, I want to finish the game again, I've already finished it before, but I want to play through the whole game on stream for the third time. This would be my third time completing it. The original game, Fallen Order. In preparation for the announcement. This is obviously a pre-recorded video because I won't have time to do stuff tomorrow, so I'm recording this early. So I figured we would go through the trailer and I would talk about some of the stuff that I think about it. So we can just get started right here. I've already seen this trailer a couple of times. The music is obviously normal. I'm actually going to turn this volume down a lot so that I don't get pinged by something. Okay. Interesting here. Ship has crashed or in the process of crashing, but no one's here. So perhaps this is a, you leave your ship dies type thing. Interesting camera angle, though. And everything seems to be turning on. And you appear to be on a cliff. This is obviously the Grand Inquisitor stormtroopers cloning stuff or something. I don't know. Alright. So right here, we've got some blaster bolts and fighting someone with a red lightsaber that we don't actually see. So clearly not the Grand Inquisitor because he does not usually cover himself up like that. Although I guess it is possible. And as we see, the lightsaber gets dropped and the Grand Inquisitor has it. So I believe this is a gameplay sort of leak here. Presumably you're going to lose your lightsaber at the beginning of the game, and then you'll have to do stuff to get it back or something. So we will see there. And then we have this very, interesting sort of scene with something that has a lot of speculation. No idea, right? No confirmation here whoever this is. Random guy with hair well, here, let's go back a little bit. So we can see this is a rundown spot. Perhaps we're looking at Camino stuff, although they don't have a lot left based on Bad Batch. And there is Bad Batch Season 2 coming out at some point. Obviously, there's a lot of speculation on this guy, but yeah, it proves to be very interesting. Obviously, only confirmed characters coming back are Cal and BD1 so far. And it is unfortunately 2023. I was hoping that they would be planning on oh, why did it give me an ad? Anyway, that's the end of the trailer, so there's no real reason to look at that ad. But very interesting. Oh, that's the original reveal trailer. The how do I say this? There's not been a lot revealed, and I was hoping they would be aiming for late 2022, so I was hoping to get a date here, not just 2023. Obviously, we knew they were working on it, and that I figured it was aiming for a late 2022 release. We're looking at fall, probably, maybe in time for the holidays. But unfortunately, that 2023 date means that they could potentially hold it back another year, although I doubt that. That seems unlikely based on how they sort of do things. Um, we're probably looking at January. Okay, I'm hoping that we're looking at like a January or you know, n n I don't imagine this would be more than a year later. Um, so I think this perhaps it'll release May the 4th. Um, I would say that's probably the latest date we can expect it, unless of course they do something slightly wacky, which is possible. Obviously, I want this game to come out sooner rather than later, so that's sort of there. But I don't think they're gonna do what Nintendo did with Splatoon 3 and announce it over a year and a half before, almost 2 years before it comes out. Um, so I think what we're looking at here is here. Let's get through this ad. I want to go back through this trailer a little bit. No. And I'll turn this up again. The Inquisitor's lines are a little bit interesting. Um, although it's not anything special really, I would say. He's just, you can't win.
What is your next move?
But he's clearly tracking him, which is sort of an interesting idea. Perhaps the Grand Inquisitor is sort of not really the main villain here. Obviously, we see this other sort of hooded figure here, which is we do not get any real scenes with. We don't really see who that is at all. It could just be the Grand Inquisitor, but I think that's unlikely. Because if it was the Grand Inquisitor, I think they would have shown him off a lot more.
Jedi.
Also, interestingly, picking up 5 years, I don't know how accurate this information is, but if it's picking up 5 years, that could mean that would mean a lot of things potentially could have changed, right? There could be almost no returning characters from the original game, which would be very disappointing, I think. I don't. Obviously, there are some characters that don't need to return, most of the minor ones, but I think pretty much all the Mantis crew, I think everyone would be very disappointed if none of them showed up. Or, well, if any of them didn't show up, right? But obviously, at this point, they're sort of leaning into the speculatory side of things. Also, this means that this would take place, if I'm remembering the timeline correctly, this means that this would take place in a similar time period to Kenobi, or perhaps closer to Solo. We're all sort of in that same period of about 10 years. We're not getting close to Rebels yet. The original game takes place, I believe, I don't want to say 5 years. It's a couple of, I think it's 5 years after the events of Order 66, which means this would take place a year after the events of the Kenobi TV show. So we could get some stuff, but I mean, we really knew that already. Anyone who is sort of interested in that knew that the time periods were matching up pretty well for Fallen Order, the sequel to Fallen Order and Kenobi to be related. So that's not a surprise if that's in there, especially considering the Darth Vader. Oh yeah, spoilers for the original game. I guess Darth Vader is in it. Yeah, this guy knows what's up. Anyway, I think that's gonna do it for this little sort of breakdown, I guess. Sort of a reaction, but not really. Unfortunately, I was busy when they were sort of revealing this stuff, so I heard about it first and then saw the trailer. So, you don't really get the true reaction, but um, you know, interesting stuff here. Yep. So I'm gonna start streaming pretty much hopefully every day as soon as possible, pretty much. Something will be happening every day. It will not always be Fallen Order, obviously, but something will be happening every day on our channel.